Welcome back. Let's read about this engine. I did read about this good old engine on this water seaplane. So this is how I got it.
Hispano-Suiza 12Y. The Hispano-Suiza 12Y was an aircraft engine produced by Hispano-Suiza for the French Air Force before the Second World War. The 12Y became the primary French 1000 HP, 750 kilowatts, class engine and was used in a number of famous aircraft, including the Morane Saulnier M.S.406 and Duoitin D.520. Its design was based on the earlier, and somewhat smaller, 12X. The 12X did not see widespread use before the 12Y replaced it and became one of the most powerful French designs on the eve of the war. The 12Z was being designed, but this was ended by the fall of France and the German occupation. The 12Y was produced under Hispano-Suiza license in the Soviet Union as the Plymouth M100. This design led to the highly successful Plymouth VK-105 series that powered the Yakov and Lavochkin fighters as well as the Petlyakov P-2 bomber. Licensed production of the early models was also undertaken in Czechoslovakia as the Avia HS-12Y-DRS and in Switzerland as the HS-77. Design and development, edit. Early development, edit. The 12Y was a fairly traditional in construction, a 36-litre water-cooled V12 with the two cast aluminium cylinder banks set at 60 degrees to each other. The cylinder heads were not removable, instead both cylinder banks could be quickly removed from the crankcase section of the engine. This made it somewhat famous for being leak-proof, a design feature that was considered by other designers and almost became a part of the Rolls-Royce Merlin. The major design change from the earlier 12X was to use a master articulated connecting rod system, instead of the fork and blade type. A single overhead camshaft, SOC, drove the valves, which were filled with liquid sodium for cooling. Only a single intake and exhaust valve were used, unlike most designs of the era which had moved to 3 or 4 valves per cylinder. A single-stage, single-speed supercharger was standard, although the art of designing a useful intake was not as well developed as in other countries, and high-altitude performance was always lacking. The first 12Y test articles were constructed in 1932, and almost immediately the entire French aviation industry began designing aeroplanes based on it. At the time the engine developed only 760 HP, 570 kilowatts, but it was clear it had potential to the 1000 HP, 750 kilowatts, class. An early modification led to the Hispano-Suiza 12Y CRS, which used a hollow propeller shaft to allow a 20mm cannon to fire through the propeller spinner, a combination known as a motor cannon. All later versions shared this feature. The 12Y DRS was the next major series, with a basic rating of 836 HP, 623 kilowatts. At sea level with a compression ratio of 5.81. The Armada El Air changed their nomenclature, so the next version was the Hispano-Suiza 12Y21, which increased the compression ratio to 7:1, when running on 100-octane gasoline. This boosted power to 867 HP, 647 kilowatt. In 1936 the connecting rod design was changed slightly to create the 12Y31, but the lower 5.81 compression ratio was retained and the power was increased only slightly over the Doctor's model to 850 HP, 630 kilowatts. Nevertheless, this became one of the most used engine designs of the pre-war era, used in almost all French fighter designs and prototypes. Late variants, edit. A real effort to improve the performance of the engine in 1938 resulted in the Hispano-Suiza 12Y45, which used the S39H3 supercharger co-designed by Andrzej Planiul and Polish engineer Joseph Sidlowski. The Sidlowski-Planiul device was larger, but much more efficient than the mediocre Hispano-Suiza models. When used with 100-octane fuel, the supercharger boosted to the -21S71, increasing power to 900 HP, 670 kilowatts. Combined with the Ratia constant-speed propeller, this allowed the D.520 to perform as well as contemporary designs from Germany and England. Another improvement in supercharging led to the Hispano-Suiza 12Y49, whose performance improved from 850 HP, 630 kilowatts, at sea level to 920 HP, 690 kilowatts, at just over 10,000 feet, 3,000 m. This improvement in power with altitude was a common feature of most engines of the era, the result of the supercharger robbing power at low altitudes while not boosting the power due to the possibility of detonation. The final major version was the 1085 HP, 809 kilowatts, Hispano-Suiza 12Y51, which had just started into production at the time of the armistice with Germany. The -51 was the first version that came close to the performance limits of the engine, although the single-stage supercharging meant that it was unable to compete with designs from England and Germany above 15,000 feet, 5,000 m. Foreign derivatives, edit. In the early 1930s, Czechoslovakia gained rights to build a licensed version of the HS-12Y. This was produced by Avia, Koda, at Prague, Akovis. The engine was intended to become the standard power plant of all Czechoslovak military aircraft. Both the HS-12Y CRS and HS-12Y DRS were built in quantity and were more commonly known by these names rather than any Czechoslovakian designation. Aircraft powered by these engines included the Czechoslovak Avia B-34, Avia B-534, Avia B-71, Avia B-35, Avia B-135 and the Yugoslav Rogorski IK-3. Switzerland license built and assembled several different versions of the basic 12Y CRS for use in several aircraft. The reconnaissance biplane the EKWC-35, the multipurpose EKWC-36, the Swiss-assembled D-3800 copy of the French MS-406 fighter and Swiss-built versions of the French M.S.412 fighter called the D.3801. Sora developed the engine further after the fall of France into the YS-2 and YS-3 engines. These were used in more powerful follow-on versions of the same basic French fighter design, the M.S.450 called the D.3802 and then the final version called the D.3803. In the mid-1930s, Russian engineer Vladimir Klimov was sent to France to obtain a license for local production of the 12Y. A series of design changes were added to cope with cold weather operation, and the engine entered production in 1935 as the Klimov M100 with about 750 HP, 560 kilowatts. However, a series of continual upgrades increased the allowable RPM from the 12Y's fairly low 2,400 to 2,700. Thereby increasing power to 1,100 HP, 820 kilowatts. The resulting design, the Klimov M105, VK105, became one of the major Soviet engine designs during the war, powering all Yakov fighters. Variants, edit. Tabulated data from large 2004. Type 73 Hispano 12Y engines. V12, bore, 150 mm, stroke, 170 millimeters, capacity, 36.0 liters. Type 77 with 20 millimeters Hispano-Suiza HS.404 cannon between cylinder banks, firing through propeller shaft. Model year compression power, HP, at RPM TO power, HP, output reduction supercharger optimum altitude, M, weight, kilogram, cannon, Y/N, comments. 12 YBR 650 HP 1932 6.4 785 2200 785 1.50 415 N rated power 650 HP, less than nominal 785 HP. 12 YBRS 1934 5.8 862,400 835 1.0625 4,470 Y. 12 YCRS 1934 5.8 862,400 835 0.67 4,470 Y. 12 YGRS 650 HP 1932 5.8 852,400 801.5 4,430 N rated power 650 HP, less than nominal 850 HP. 12 YDR 1934 6.4 802,200 801.50 440 N as 12 YBR, variable pitch propeller, left turning. For this and all later entries in both tables, rated power equals nominal power equals power. 12 YDRS 1934 5.8 862,400 835 1.5 4,470 N as 12 YBRS, variable pitch propeller, left turning. 12 YDRS 1 1934 5.8 882,400 891.5 2,400 470 N variable pitch propeller, left turning. 12 YDRS 2 1934 5.8 932,400 992 1.5 900 470 N variable pitch propeller, left turning. 12 YFRS 1934 5.8 862,400 835 1.5 4,470 N as 12 YDRS, right turning. 12 YFRS 1 1934 5.8 882,400 891.5 2,400 470 N as 12 YDRS 1, right turning. 12 YFRS 2 1934 5.8 932,400 992 1.5 900 470 N as 12 YDRS, right turning. 12 Y21 1935 7.0 910 2,400 881.5 3,600 470 N. 12 Y25 1935 5.8 862,400 943 1.5 3,600 N as 12 YDRS, variable ignition timing. 12 Y26 1935 5.8 900 2,400 951.8 850 483 opposite rotation to -27. 12 Y27 1935 5.8 900 2,400 951.8 850 483 opposite rotation to -26. 12Y28 7.2922,400 910 0.67 3600 475 YLH rotation. 12Y29 7.2922,400 910 0.67 3600 475 Y identical to minus 28 but RH rotation. 12Y30 1936 5.8 862,400 830 0.67 3250 468 Y redesigned connecting rods LH rotation. 12Y31 1936 5.8 862,400 830 0.67 3250 468 Y identical to minus 30 but RH rotation. 12Y32 1936 5.8 962,400 955 0.67 2300 468 Y redesigned connecting rods LH rotation. 12Y33 1936 5.8 962,400 955 0.67 2300 468 Y identical to minus 32 but RH rotation. 12Y36 1936 7.0 962,400 1050 0.55 1250 483 YLH rotation. 12Y37 1936 7.0 962,400 1050 0.55 1250 483 Y identical to minus 36 but RH rotation. 12Y38 1936 7.0 1000 2400 1.5 3400 NLH rotation. 12Y39 1936 7.0 1000 2400 1.5 3400 N identical to minus 38 but RH rotation. 12Y41 1936 7.0 922,400 0.67 3600 483 Y. 12Y45 7.0 922,400 935 0.67 4200 Y Sidlowski SP, Supercharger. 12Y47 1936 5.8 862,400 830 0.67 3250 468 Y. 12Y49 7.0 910 2400 910 0.67 5250 Y, SP, Supercharger, Variable Ignition Timing. 12Y50 1939 7.0 1000 2500 1100 0.67 3260 492 Y, SP, Supercharger LH rotation. 12Y51 1939 7.0 1000 2500 1100 0.67 3260 492 Y identical to minus 50 but RH rotation. Model year compression power, HP, at RPM TO power, HP, output reduction supercharger optimum altitude, M, weight, kilogram, Canon, Y/N, comments. Related, edit. Hispano-Suiza 12Z. License build variants, edit. Czechoslovakia. Avia HS-12Y. USSR. Plymouth VK-100. Plymouth VK-103 746 kilowatts, 1000 HP. Plymouth VK-103 820 kilowatts, 1100 HP, at 2000 m, 6600 feet. Plymouth VK-104. Plymouth VK-105P 820 kilowatts, 1100 HP, at takeoff. Plymouth VK-106 1007 kilowatts, 1350 HP, at takeoff. Plymouth VK-107 1342 kilowatts, 1800 HP, at takeoff. Switzerland. Hispano-Suiza HS-77. 12YCRS. Applications, edit. 1 Ekirava 29. 2 ANF Les Murillo 110 to 119 series. 3 ANF Les Murillo 113. 4 Aeroa.104. 5 Amiot 110S. 6 Amiot 143. 7 Amiot 354. 8 Amiot 370. 9 Arsenal VB10. 10 Arsenal VG33. 11 Arsenal Delan 10. 12 Avia 156. 13 Avia B135. 14 Avia B34. 15 Avia B534. 16 Avia B.35. 17 Bernard 260. 18 Bernard 80GR. 19 Bernard 82. 20 Block MB.170. 21 Block MB.177. 22 Block MB.200. 23 Block MB.210. 24 Buriat Spard S.510. 25 Breguet 19. 26 Breguet 270. 27 Breguet 410. 28 Breguet 482. 29 Breguet 521 Bizet. 30 Cams 110. 31 Cams 80. 32 Caproni CA.335. 33D.3000/01/02/03. 34 Duoitin D.500. 35 Duoitin D.510. 36 Duoitin D.513. 37 Duoitin D.520. 38 Duoitin D.770. 39 Dornier Du 22. 40 EKWC 35. 41 EKWC 36. 42 Fairy Phantom. 43 Fairy Fox. 44 Farman F.220. 45 Farman NC.223.3. 46 Farman NC.223.4. 47 Falval AV.29. 48 Acris IK2. 49 Latham 47. 50 Latecoair 298. 51 Latecoair 300. 52 Latecoair 380. 53 Latecoair 521. 54 Liorit Olivier Leo 25. 55 Liorit Olivier Leo H47. 56 Lawyer 130. 57 Lawyer Newport 161. 58 Lawyer Newport LN.401. 59 Moraine Saulnier M.S.406. 60 Moraine Saulnier M.S.475. 61 Moraine Saulnier Vanio. 62 Report Deliagna D120. 63 Potes 230. 64 Potes 39. 65 Potes Cams 141. 66 Potes Cams 160. 67 Potes Cams 161. 68 Renadar 36. 69 Renadar. 31. 70 Rogozaski IK3. 71 Romano R.90. 72 SAVAB 80. 73 Sinkaken C.130. 74 Sinkaken C.150. 75 Sinkaken C.4-10. 76 Sinkal 200. 77 Wibald 360. 78 Wibald 366. Plymouth powered, edit. 1 Archangelski R2. 2 Bartin IDAR. 3 Beriv MBR7. 4 Bokhovatino FS. 5 Lavotkin Gorbunov Gudkov Largi G1. 6 Lavotkin Gorbunov Gudkov Largi G3. 7 Morko Moraine. 8 Pet Lyakov Pay 2. 9 Pet Lyakov Pay 3. 10 Pet Lyakov Pay 8. 11 Policarpo Phi 17. 12 Tupolev SB. 13 Yakov Ulfyak 1. 14 Yakov Ulfyak 2. 15 Yakov Ulfyak 3. 16 Yakov Ulfyak 4. 17 Yakov Ulfyak 7. 18 Yakov Ulfyak 9. 19 Yermoleev Yor 2. Specifications, 12Y50, edit. Data from Aircraft Engines of the World 1945. General characteristics. 1 type, 12-cylinder supercharged liquid-cooled 60 degrees V12 engine. 2 bore, 150 mm, 5.9 in. 3 stroke, 170 mm, 6.69 in. 4 displacement, 36 L, 2197 cu in. 5 length, 2137 mm, 84.3 in. 6 width, 764 mm, 29.9 in. 7 height, 945 mm, 37 in. 8 dry weight, 492 kilograms, 1085 pound. Components. 1 valve train, 1 intake and 1 sodium-filled exhaust valve per cylinder actuated via a single overhead camshaft per bank. 2 supercharger, gear-driven single-speed centrifugal type supercharger, 10:1 gear ratio. 3 fuel system, 6 Solex 56S.V.C carburetors. 4 fuel type, 87 octane rating gasoline. 5 oil system, pressure feed, dry sump. 6 cooling system, pressurized, liquid cooled. 7 reduction gear, SPR, 0.671. Performance. 1 power output, 820 kilowatts, 1100 HP, at 2400 RPM for takeoff. 2 specific power, 22.8 kilowatt /L, 0.38 HP /in. 3 compression ratio, 7:1. 4 specific fuel consumption, 0.5 pound /HPH. 5 oil consumption, 0.018 pound /HPH. 6 power to weight ratio, 1.66 kilowatt /kilogram, 1.01 HP /pound. See also, edit. Comparable engines. 1 Allison V1710. 2 Daimler-Benz DB601, 3 Mikulinum 35, 4 Rolls-Royce Merlin. Related lists. 1 List of aircraft engines. References, edit.